Hi guys, my name is Nonima Digela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to do a quick drive there by KZN in Durban courts because we need to talk about the AKA murder trial, investigation and stuff, all of that. We are going to check into tracing how key IQs fled to Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland, the extradition, and what happens next. Let's get into that. From flight to foot in court, the AKA murder case update. That's what we are doing on this video. Welcome to the Noni M podcast. Today, we turn our attention to one of South Africa's most high-profile crimes, the killing of rapper AKA and his friend Chef Tibelo, Tibbs Motsoane. What started with a brazen shooting outside a Durban restaurant has evolved into a multinational investigation, a dramatic extradition, and complex legal proceedings. Join me as we trace the journey of the accused who fled across the border, how they were brought back, and what this means for justice for AKA and Tibbs. On 10th February 2023, AKA and Tibbs were gunned down outside Wish Restaurant on Florida Road in Durban. CCTV footage showed gunmen moving in, shots fired, and national shock. In the aftermath, multiple suspects were identified, but two key suspects, Siyabonga Gezani Ndimande and Malusi Dave Ndimande, allegedly fled to Eswatini. The state claimed they were part of a coordinated hit with multiple accomplices. Their presence in Eswatini added cross-border dimension to the investigation. The involvement of the South African Police Services, the National Prosecuting Authority, and the Eswatini authorities had to coordinate extradition. Here is where the drama intensified. In August 2024, a court in Eswatini approved South Africa's extradition request for the Ndimande brothers. They initially fought the extradition order via appeal, but by November 2025, they abandoned their appeal. On 11 November 2025, they were flown back to South Africa. They were flown back to South Africa under heavy security. Their appearance in Durban Magistrate Court marks the next legal phase. According to the Provincial Commissioner of KwaZulu-Natal, the investigating team has now brought us to this courtroom. The extradition is more than a formality. It consolidates the case against them and others and raises the stakes for the entire prosecution team. The investigation and the charges. Let's look into that. What exactly are the charges and what is being investigated? The brothers face multiple charges: murder of AKA and Tibbs, conspiracy to commit murder, unlawful possession of firearms and ammunition. Were they found with firearms? I don't remember. I don't know. According to investigators, key evidence includes CCTV footage, vehicle tracking data, AVL type evidence, ballistic links, and bank transfer records showing alleged payments to accomplices. The provincial commissioner remarked, "We know that we have been trying our best to secure the arrest. Now that they are here, we can see the next phase of the administration of justice. But challenges remain: the size of the docket, the number of the accused, the complexity of the evidence, and cross-border legality all impose major demands on the prosecution." Legal and practical implications of the case. Let's look at that now. So what does this mean for justice for the victims' families and for South African legal system? For the families of AKA and Tibbs, this extradition offers a measure of progress and hope. For the defense, the regained jurisdiction means they now must prepare for South African courts under intense public scrutiny. For justice system, this case is a test of international cooperation, extradition efficacy, and handling of celebrity high-stakes trials. We're going to see if that Senzo nonsense that happens there, it's not going to happen here. We are going to watch closely as the public. Yet the risk, delays, legal challenges, potential procedural flaws or evidence dispute could derail or extend the trial for years. The public is watching and the expectations are high. Indeed. Indeed. What to watch next and what we can look out at when it comes to the entire case of AKA and Tibbs matter. Here are what I believe are the key things to watch in the coming months. One, the setting of the trial date and appointment of presiding judge. Two, disclosure of full evidence docket, CCTV, vehicle tracking, bank transfers, statements. Three, whether other suspects or masterminds still at large will be named and brought in, which is very, very important. We saw where they talked about, they talked about the money, where it's coming from. So if they are going to arrest these guys, linking them to that 800K, then the person of the 800 came from, it must not be a Kelly Khumalo situation. It needs to be dealt with efficiently. Number four, how the defense responds. Will they challenge extradition fairness, evidence admissibility, or try to expose procedural missteps? We don't know. I don't think they will challenge the extradition because they abandoned their brothers abandoned it. Ne? I don't think so, but we will see. This isn't just another high-profile murder case. It is a landmark in how South Africa handles cross-border fugitives, organized crime targeting public figures, and the intersection of entertainment, fame, and justice. That is where we are with this situation. Now, let's see. Where is it going to go? When are the dates? But we are looking forward to everything that comes with everything. When it comes to this case. Thank you for tuning in to the Noni M podcast. If you enjoyed today's deep dive, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next episode where we all unpack the evidence trial behind the AKA murder case. Until next time, stay informed. Thank you. Bye-bye.